In today's video, I wanted to talk about imposter syndrome and how you can rewire your brain, work with your brain to overcome it. Imposter syndrome is something that even the highest of achievers have at some point in time, because we have genetically inherited it from our ancestors. It's a negative bias that resides within our brain, and it was constructed, it was really just formed when our ancestors were trying to scan for threats in new territories that they were trying to conquer. They kept asking themselves, well, do I have enough armies? Do I have enough firepower? Do I have enough power to actually be able to conquer those territories? It's a negative bias that in today's world is also coupled with comparison, a lot from social media as well, and a feeling of perfectionism, because we just think that we need to be perfect in every single way. It's something that can be overcome, and I will give you some tips how to just easily work with your brain by undertaking and adopting certain tools to literally just get rid of it. I'll tell you my story, which is really interesting. So I was in the financial industry for 20 years. I decided one day, okay, I'm gonna start sculpting. So I became a sculptor literally overnight. I had absolutely no artistic background, and I started to have exhibitions very, very quickly. I found myself in an exhibition in London called the Flux Gallery, which is fantastic. It's this beautiful exhibition. They had it at the Greenwich Design Center. And I had some of my sculptures there. Some amazing artists were part of this exhibition, and it's really well known. And I had, I think, 5 sculptures. On opening night, we had 700 people attend opening night. And the only thing that I could think of was, I don't belong here. I'm not an artist. I felt like I had such a dissociation from my sculptures and from my work. And I really did question any value that I was bringing there and why in God's name I was there. I just remember that I ended up talking to some very strange people because I was feeling completely out of place, and just some very interesting characters came to talk to me. And you know, as you know, our internal world really shows up in our external world. What was also very interesting is that that exhibition was on the back of me having exhibited some sculptures at the Louvre in Paris, which is an even grander exhibition. And I should have actually come back feeling totally energized and thinking, oh my God, I'm such an amazing sculptor. I had my pieces at the Louvre. And instead I thought, no, I'm just no good. I'm rubbish. So I actually took a whole year out and decided, okay, I'm going back into sculpting now. And interestingly enough, my brain had this total shift because I had already exhibited. I had overcome the fear of exhibiting in my head, and I had already been featured in a few magazines. Now, when I decided I'm going back in, I thought, oh yeah, I'm a sculptor. I'm actually pretty good because I have been in these exhibitions. But it took my brain some time to adjust. And that's one thing that you need to realize is imposter syndrome could be because today you are in a situation which is unfamiliar. It's a new situation. You're facing maybe a new role, maybe you've been promoted, or maybe it just, you know, something in your environment has changed. Your brain still resides in the past. It still knows the person that you were before. And it takes quite a lot of time for it to get adjusted to its new framework and find comfort in new skills, in adapting new ways of working. So there's some tips that I will give you now which can expedite this process and really just help you eliminate imposter syndrome very quickly. The first thing, you need to rewire your brain to switch from negativity onto positivity. And that's not just about the outside world, but it's actually about you. So the main thing that you need to do is to start affirming your position, the reason why you're there, and the fact that you are good enough, that you have enough skills to be in that particular situation. So, tell yourself, I'm good, I'm capable, I have been chosen to be here if you are in a leadership position, or I am here because I have incredible skills, because what I bring to the table is fantastic. I am just such an amazing person with a lot of things that I can say, a lot of things that I can contribute with. It's really just about reinforcing your brain that where you are currently is where you should be. Because the issue with our brains is when we switch from being a person yesterday and having to become a new person today. So for example, when you have advanced in your career and become a senior manager, you have to be someone else. You have to change the way you've operated before, maybe be more focused on delegating rather than actually doing the work yourself. But our brains need some time to establish new patterns of behavior. They can't just jump straight away. So there is a period of transition between who you were before and who you are now, which you need to understand is really by enforcing that positivity and enforcing your own skill set that will enable you to take on and eliminate the imposter syndrome altogether. So you really need to take it by the horns and just tell it to go away by saying, I'm great, I'm really good, I'm very capable. So continuously telling yourself how fantastic you are. The second thing is you need to have self-compassion. If your friend was in a similar position, what would you tell them? What would you say to them? If they were a mirror image of where you are right now, feeling exactly the same thing, what would you say to them? Would you say to them, look, just have a bit of patience, just get used to where you are right now. I'm sure you're really good at what you're doing. You are amazing. There's a reason why you're here. There's a reason why you have the skill set. You are going to be able to demonstrate so many amazing things. Just be patient with yourself. Just give yourself some time. I'm sure that you would do that rather than just telling him or her, oh no, you have to suffer in silence and feel like you're absolutely rubbish. So whatever you would say to your best friend, say that to yourself. It's called self-compassion. It's fantastic because the one thing that we don't do enough of is just be incredibly loving towards ourselves. If you think about when you were a child and every single step that you made, whether it was learning how to drink from a bottle or learning how to drink water or learning how to walk or crawl, everything was such a big celebration. As adults, we don't celebrate ourselves at all. As a matter of fact, we're very critical of ourselves because we think we are never good enough. So by practicing self-compassion, by really congratulating yourself with every single day, every single little step that you make, it will reinforce that positivity in your brain. It will try to actually push your brain to rewire itself quicker. And then you'll see that all this self-doubt and negativity will just fade away. The last thing is seek feedback and support. We all need a support network. So whether it's you speaking to your superiors and getting feedback on a regular basis, maybe someone who has been in your position, or actually also speaking to your coworkers, or just go across to across your line management and have some conversations, regular conversations with someone who's in a similar position, maybe in a different department. It's really important to be able to get positive feedback, but also to see where you can fine-tune your skills. Because everything is a learning process. We spend so much time trying to be perfectionists, but the reality is that we learn new skills every single day. And it's only by having conversations with people outside of our current environment that we understand, is the path that I'm taking the right one, or is there anything else that I need to do to better myself? Because life is all about being better and better every day. It's about learning skills, enhancing your capabilities. And the more open-minded you are, the more of a growth mindset you have, the easier it will be to advance, to expand, to just take on new challenges. And the easier it will be to adapt to change. Remember, overcoming imposter syndrome is a journey. It's something that you're going to have to work on. It's not an immediate destination, but it takes a little bit of time. It requires commitment from yourself to really just raise your confidence and work on your internal alignment with who you currently are right now. You're not the person that you were the day before, but actually in your present reality, you're someone else. And it's by accepting that reality and working with your brain neurologically to rewire it that you can easily overcome it. I hope this video was helpful. Thank you so much for watching. If you would like more tips, neuroscience tips on how you can lead a much better life, how you can optimize your health, optimize your performance, then please subscribe. I will see you in the next one.